Alright, first video on YouTube. Never actually thought I would do it, but let's hope it's not going to be the last one. So, how I fix my thoughts and what I mean by it. Over the last couple years, it's not a secret that anxiety disorders and stress and panic attacks, especially among younger generations, are getting worse. And I probably took a full ride of this crap. I believe somewhere around 2018 it started for me, and I have been battling this shit for like 7 years or so. And I feel like finally last year it kind of skyrocketed when I was taken to emergency room with like 180, 110 blood pressure and was shaking like a crackhead. And doctors said, "What the fuck did I use?" And I said nothing, and they didn't believe me because I had all the symptoms of overdose meth user. But I will get back to it a little later. So my point is, many of us recognize that over the last couple years, I would guess like 7, 8 years ago, something changed, right? We couldn't recognize it at first, but when we did it, I believe it was too late. So before all this crap we are now used to see on social media, where everybody lives their happiest lives, are absurdly rich and young, and have the most unique physiques and beauty, which by the way has nothing to do with the real life, is kind of killing us from inside, right? And what I mean by it? Well, you see, before we got our first touchscreen phones, I believe my age kids, like I am now 25. Before the social media came in, we probably were the last ones who enjoyed the true childhood and school years, since we could socialize so much as it should be. And yes, of course, we had phones, but it wasn't as influencing yet as it is now. And we were truly living our real lives. And if we were comparing ourselves to somebody, it was probably max against the guys or girls who were in opposite class, or like somebody in a small town you knew. I believe everyone knows the story about these such guys or girls who were the top on the attention hill in your town, and that was Max, right? And pretty much you didn't know shit what was going on in city which was 100 miles from you. You didn't even know what was going on the other side of your town, and you probably didn't even care because your attention span was limited to only so much people who were surrounding you in real life. Okay, I'm a bit exaggerating now, but you got the point, right? Well, now everything is different. I believe we human beings have never been more depressed as we are today, especially younger generations, where every single fucking day you see in your phone somebody who got rich at 20, drives new Porsche and has the freedom, or you see somebody who got famous at early age and now is a superstar or made a business, and so on and on. And so over years, as social media started to take our attention more and more, and COVID made it only worse, what's happening now? We can't fucking rest but only compare ourselves to the persons we never even would know they exist if there wouldn't be fucking Instagram, TikTok, and other social media. And so you start to live in this doomed delusion that you are falling behind the life. You are not doing enough because it feels like everyone is out competing you in every fucking possible way. And so what happens is your body starts to feel anxious and stressed because there is a sense of constant threat that you are failing in your life. And let me get straight, it's completely false and it's not true. Yes, of course, if you are playing video games and smoking pot and at max you go after your 9 to 5 job to a friend and watch soccer, well, you're not gonna use full potential of yourself and not going to make a lot, right? But I truly believe that's not the majority, and the one who made it so far in this video are actually goal oriented and regular people who just wants to find their way to make a success in their lives, like most of us do, right? And now getting back to my last year of struggling with intense anxiety and panic attacks, I fully acknowledge that it kind of was destroying me, but at the same time, like what to do, right? Like I was as everyone else, doom scrolling just because I was used to it so much. I didn't even recognize it. And so over the years since 2018, there were periods of downs and ups where I took a full roller coaster of this fake perfect world comparison sickness. And so it took me to the point where last year, which already was tough since I had to change jobs and figure out what to still do after college, since I changed my career path, and it all combined together with my nervous system where it just backfired. And to say the least, it scared the shit out of me when I literally was at home and I started to feel like I'm getting dizzy and felt like I had high blood pressure and something was really off. And so it didn't go away. And like maybe I was in that state more than an hour, and I was at home, by the way, resting. And so I decided to go to emergency room because I was scared something is wrong, right? And so I ran over there, got in bed. Nurse said I should wait for a doctor, but I just started uncontrollably shaking like a drug addicted. And so nurse came in freaking out, quickly measured the blood pressure, which was like 180, 110 and shit, and made some injections of some drugs. I don't even know what kind of, but probably the ones that relax you and downs the blood pressure. I can definitely tell that that was the worst day in my fucking life, because I never ever want to go to that fucking state ever again. It was disgusting what was going on in my head. And I was there like for next couple hours until my body stabilized, and so I went home. And after that day, I promised myself that I will never let myself down anymore so much, since this shit is not funny anymore and actually sickening my life quality, where also makes life harder for the closest people of mine who worries about me. And I can't live like that anymore. I have to change something. And here's the catch. What happened is I completely stopped using social media because I had to move my attention to something else where I would focus on myself and my current state rather than seeing someone successful, even if it's fake on social media. But also, the main thing that helped me over this mental state where there was constant comparison of myself to somebody else, which led to a constant anxiety and hundreds of thoughts, is writing. So all these years, I had this accumulating stress and thoughts in my head, and it felt like this endless loop. And since when I started to write it all down on paper, I literally could start feel less weight in my head. It's like I didn't have to hold all these thoughts in my head anymore because they all were written down on paper, which I could easily access any time if I would need to, and I could simply understand by looking at the paper what concerns me the most at the moment. And trust me, it's weird, but it somehow works, where your brain see these thoughts on paper, but at the same time they are not so intimidating so much as they were when they are in your head, man. And so over time I could feel that I could even articulate and talk more relaxed and easily express my thoughts because I didn't have fucking 1,000 thoughts at the same time anymore. And there is a saying, right? I don't remember who exactly it was, but it was something like, you can't express your thoughts or opinion easy if you have a mess in your head. And I truly believe in that. So to conclude, start writing. Don't have to be a book or essay, just small thoughts for the beginning. And let me know if that will help you guys in the comments. See you next time.